यशोदानन्दन व्रजजनरञ्जन यशोदानन्दन व्रजजनरञ्जन यमुनातीरवनचारी यमुनातीरवनचारी जय राधा माधव कुञ्ज बिहारी हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल हरे कृष्णा
Hare Krishna. Very beautiful, Mataji. You created the mode.
थैंक यू माता जी
Thank you. So we will chant the Mangala Charan before we start our Bhagavad Gita study. Who would like to do? Any Prabhuji's Mataji? Volunteer?
I can read.
Okay,
Hare
Prabhu.
Krishna devotees and Pranam all Krishna Shri Prabhupada. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनाशलाकया चक्षुरं मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्नपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितंश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते सप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी श्रीराधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः हे श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे हरे
Thank you,
कृष्णा
Prabhuji. Thank you so much. So we are. Am I muted? Okay, now we are. So we will study today chapter 13 Bhagavad Gita, and which is a very important chapter to know who is our Lord and who we are. So we'll start reading the verse 13th of chapter 13th. So this is a verse. I first read the verse, then three of our devotees can recite the beautiful verse. Geyam yattat pravakshyami yajñadvamritamasnute anadimat param brahma nasattanna saduchyate. Devotees, please read.
I can try Mataji.
Sure.
Saraswati Devi Pranam Vishnu Padam. ज्ञेयं यत्तत् प्रवक्ष्यामि यद्गात्त अमृतम् अश्नुते अनादिमत्परं ब्रह्म न सत्तन्न सद् उच्यते.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Would like to try? Any Mataji?
Hare Krishna.
Yes, please, Mataji.
ज्ञेयं यत्तत् प्रवक्ष्यामि यज्ञत्वमृतमश्नुते अनादिमत् परं ब्रह्म न सत्तन्नासुदुष्यते.
Very well. Thank you, Mataji. Who else wants to read? One devotee can volunteer.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji, please.
Subhash Prabhuji, you can read. That's okay. Go ahead.
No, Mataji, you can read.
Okay. Hare Krishna. Thank you. ज्ञेयं यत्तत् प्रवक्ष्यामि यज्ञात्वं वामृतम् अश्नुते अनादिमत्परब्रह्म न सत्तन्नासदुच्यते. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. So, devotees, please read the synonyms and translation, and then another devotee can read the purport.
Will I read the synonyms?
Yes, Prabhuji, please.
Okay. Hare Krishna, devotee. Name, the knowable, yet, which, that, pravakshyami, I shall now explain, yet, which, jnatva, knowing, amritam, nectar, ashnute, one tastes, anadi, beginningless, mat param, subordinate to me, Brahma, spirit, na, neither, sat, cause, that, na, nor asat, effect, uchyate, is said to be. Translation by Divine Grace, Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. I shall now explain the knowable, knowing which you'll taste the eternal. Brahman, the spirit, beginningless and subordinate to me, lies beyond the cause and effect of this material world. Very good. Back to you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you. Devotees, could you please read the purport?
I can read the first part.
Sure, please.
You're reading on mute, Prabhuji.
Thank you. The Lord has explained the field of activities and the knower of the field. He has also explained the process of knowing the knower of the field of activities. Now he begins to explain the knowable, first the soul, and then the supersoul. By knowledge of the knower, both the soul and the supersoul, one can relish the nectar of life. As explained in the second chapter, the living entity is eternal. This is also confirmed here. There is no specific date at which the jiva was born, nor can anyone trace out the history of the jivatma's manifestation from the Supreme Lord. Therefore, it is beginningless. The Vedic literature confirms this. Na jayate mriyate va vipaschit, from the Katha Upanishad. The knower of the body is never born and never dies, and he is full of knowledge.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Anyone else wants to read the second paragraph? Raghu Prabhu, wants to read. Shubhal Prabhu.
Yeah, I can read. Yeah, sure.
Okay.
The Supreme Lord as a super soul is also stated in the Vedic literature, Svatashvatar Upanishad 6.16, to be Pradhana Kshetrajna Patir Guneshaha, the chief knower of the body and the master of the three modes of material nature. In the Smriti, it is said, Dasha Bhuto Hare Eva Nanyasya Vaiva Kadachana. The living entities are eternally in the service of the Supreme Lord. This is also confirmed by Lord Chaitanya in his teachings. Therefore, the description of Brahman mentioned in this verse is in relation to the individual soul, and the word Brahman is applied to the living entities. It is to be understood that he is Vijnana Brahma as opposed to Ananda Brahma. Ananda Brahma is the supreme Brahman personality of Godhead. Thank you.
Okay, Prabhuji. Prabhuji would like to
Yeah, okay.
say.
So I think in the previous all the verses we had the description of the field of shit. I forgot now what it's called, but it's the body, and then
Kshetra.
the knower of the body. Yeah, Kshetra. Yeah.
Kshetra.
Say that again.
Kshetragna, that Prabhuji is saying.
Okay, Kshetra, yeah, the body and the knower of the body. Okay, thank you. So, and then the last verse we read about all the qualities that a knower will have, and here he is. Krishna is telling us uh, what is the object of knowledge, and the object of knowledge eventually is to know what our self is and what the super soul is. The super soul is absolute truth, and once we understand ourselves, then we are in a position to also understand what the super soul is. So the other point that's made here is that uh, our soul is actually beginningless. Nobody knows how it came about. It was never born. It never dies. It's immortal. So it was always there. Uh, so and then the other thing that's mentioned here is that the super soul is Vijnana Brahma. I think that means that it's uh, conscious of the spirit is uh, uh, conscious of the whole Brahman. But the uh, Krishna himself or the Supreme Lord is Ananda Brahma, which is Satchit Ananda. So he is blissful. We are still in the material world, so we are really Vijnana Brahma, it is called. Uh, I don't know. I fully don't understand the Vijnana Brahma, so if someone can elaborate, you can elaborate or you. Yeah. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Very nicely explained about this verse. So here, Sri Krishna is telling to Arjuna that he will discuss now about Gnayam, means the object of knowable, and that Gnayam is including the soul and the super soul. And this Vijnana Brahma, what I read is that this is when the living entity realized that he is the soul, not the body. And that moment, the living entity himself is called Vijnana Brahma. And Ananda Brahma is most transcendental, blissful Brahman, and which is our Supreme Lord Krishna. So I'll just, so far in this chapter, I just would like to share the points, what we discussing in couple of verses is that the first, in this chapter, in the beginning, Arjuna asked 6 questions to Lord Krishna. We already discussed about it. First one is Prakriti. Second one is Purusha. Then Kshetram, the field of activities, which is our body, and Kshetragnya, which is the knower of the field or our body, and then Jnanam, the process of knowing it, and the Niyam. So Gnayam, about this one, the knowable, today we'll discuss a little bit about this Gnayam, the 6th question what Arjuna asked to the Lord Krishna. So here we read that Prakriti is the material nature and this material energy, material nature in this material world. That is Prakriti. We learned about that. And then Purusha, Purusha is this one. Purusha is our supreme personality of Godhead Krishna. He is the only Purusha. And then Kshetram. Kshetram is the field of activities, which is in our case is in our body. And in our body, we did lot of different activities with body. So like a farmer, when he saw seeds in the field, and then according to that sowing, the new crops, new harvest comes up on the field. The same way in our body, the activity we do, accordingly we get that seed of karmas. So that is our body is the kshetram, or the seed of karma. That is our body. Then kshetragna is the knower of the field, or our body. So we know very well about our body. We are the soul. We know very well about our body, our activities. So we only know our body, what our body does as a individual soul. But Krishna knows everything. Krishna knows all the bodies, all his creations, all his living entities' body. So he is also the Kshetragna, but in broader sense. Now Jnanam, we discussed in the past with Prabhuji's, the process of knowing, how to know our body, and how to know the knowledge of the Supreme, and how to become a devotee. That's the real knowledge, how to know Krishna, how to build relationship with Guru and Krishna. That is Jnanam. And today we'll discuss about the Gnayam, the knowable, the objects. And this knowledge, object of knowledge is soul and super soul both. So in this verse we read that soul never destroy and it's never born. It's begin and endless. So soul is always stays with Krishna, the super soul. And in our previous verse, in the previous chapter, I think in chapter 11, we read that when there is a annihilation happens, we goes to the body of Mahavishnu. All the living entities, all the individual souls goes to the body of Lord Mahavishnu. And from Mahavishnu, when again new universe creates, we again born, and that and in the form of Garbhodakshai Vishnu. I will show you that diagram, but I'm just saying now that on when the Garbhodakshai Vishnu enters each and every soul, and the Kshirodakshai Vishnu, who is the super soul, also enters in our body as a super soul. So that way our life, circle of life, always eternal. The soul, not the body, but the soul is always eternal. Hold on, sorry. So now I'll go to this. I gathered some verses which is similar with the verse just we read, 13.13. So here in the Gnayam, there are three important questions it's asking by Arjuna, which is first is who is God? And if we know these three questions, who is God, who am I, and what is my relationship with the God, then it's the Acharya says that it's that's the ultimate goal of life. Like, who is God, who am I, and what is my relationship with the God? Actually, we forgot our relationship with the God, with the Lord Krishna, and that's why we are in this material world. So that's why we are reviving our relationship, try to reviving our relationship with the Lord, and that's why we are in this path of Krishna consciousness. So I found some verses here that our soul is eternal and which is subordinate to the Lord. I will take you to this verses, Bhagavad Gita 2.20, where Prabhupada, through the Acharya's description, will read little more about our understanding of the soul and its eternity and its relationship with the Lord. So I think if we read the translation directly, should be good. So if any devotees, please read the translation and the purport also. Then we'll read the purport again also. If anyone please volunteer to read the translation, please.
Yeah, Hare Krishna.
Mataji, we cannot
Yes.
see or
You cannot see the screen?
Yes.
we
No, it
only
doesn't
see
come
the
up.
links. We don't see the
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, I got it. I think I have to go directly to the. Sorry for that. Okay, sorry for that. So can you please read now the translation?
I think Preeti Mataji, you wanted to read Mataji, right?
You can read Dara
No,
Mataji.
it's okay, Mataji. I get to read a lot. You read, please.
Okay.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. A translation. For the soul, there is neither birth nor death at any time. He has not come into being, does not come into being, and will not come into being. He is unborn, eternal, ever existing, and primeval. Primeval. He is not slain when the body is slain. Purport.
Thank you.
Quality.
Someone can read the purport.
Oh, yeah.
Can someone read the purport, please? You can, Preeti Mataji, you can read the first paragraph, then Dhara Mataji can read the second. If it's okay with you.
Yeah, Mataji.
Okay, thank you.
Qualitatively, the small atomic fragmental part of Supreme Spirit is one with the Supreme. He undergoes no changes like the body. Sometimes the soul is called steady or kutastha. The body is subject to six kinds of transformation. It takes its birth from the womb of mother's body, remains for some time, grows, produces some effects, gradually dwindles, and at last vanishes into oblivion. The soul, however, does not go through such changes. The soul is not born, but because it takes on material body, body takes its birth. The soul does not take birth here, and the soul does not die. Do you want me to continue, Mataji?
Yeah, you can continue.
Okay. Anything which has birth also has death. And because the soul has no birth, and he therefore has no past, present, or future, he is eternal, ever existing, and primeval. That is, there is no trace in history of his coming into being. Under the impression of the body, we seek the history of birth, etc., of the soul. The soul does not at any time become old as the body does. The so called old man, therefore, feels himself to be in the same spirit as in his childhood or youth. The changes of the body do not affect the soul. Uh, Anyone wants to read, or like I can continue, Mataji?
Yeah, Mataji, yeah, then Dhara Mataji, can you please read the
Yeah.
rest? Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna, yes, Mataji. The so-called old man, the changes of the body do not affect the soul. The soul does not deteriorate like a tree, nor anything material. The soul has no byproduct either. The byproducts of the body, namely children, are also different individual souls, and owing to the body, they appear as children of a particular man. The body develops because of the soul's presence, but the soul has neither offshoots nor change. Therefore, the soul is free from the six changes of the body. In the Katha Upanishad 1.2.18, we also find a similar passage which reads, Na jayate mriyate va vipaschin.
So sorry.
Oh, it's okay, Mataji.
Did I don't know.
That's okay.
So sorry.
You're fine.
Okay. Can you see now?
Ha, I could see Mataji.
Okay.
न जायते म्रियते वा विपश्चिन् नयं कुतश्चिन्न बभूव कश्चित् अजो नित्यः शाश्वतो यं पुराणो न हन्यते हन्यमाने sharire. The meaning and purport of this verse is the same as in the Bhagavad Gita, but here in this verse there is one special word, vipaschit, which means learning or which means learned or with knowledge. The soul is full. The
Yes.
soul
Okay.
is the soul is full of knowledge or fully always with consciousness. Therefore, consciousness is the symptom of the soul. Even if one does not find the soul within the heart where he is situated, one can still understand the presence of the soul simply by the presence of consciousness. Sometimes we do not find the sun in the sky owing to the clouds or for some other reason, but the light of the sun is always there, and we are convinced that it is therefore daytime. As soon as there is a little light in the sky early in the morning, we can understand that the sun is in the sky. Similarly, since there is some consciousness in all bodies, whether man or animal, we can understand the presence of the soul. This consciousness of the soul is, however, different from the consciousness of the Supreme Being, of the Supreme, because the Supreme Consciousness is all knowledge, past, present, and future. The consciousness of the individual soul is prone to be forgetful. When he is forgetful of his real nature, he obtains education and enlightenment from the superior lessons of Krishna. But Krishna is not like the forgetful soul. If so, Krishna's teachings of Bhagavad Gita would be useless. Would you like me to continue, Mataji? Unless someone wants a chance
Yeah,
to read.
if you wants to read the rest of the purport, it's a very beautiful purport, Prabhupada.
Yeah.
And it's a Kat Upanishad. The name of the Upanishad is Kat Upanishad.
Oh,
If
sorry.
anyone wants to,
Kat
no, it's fine,
Upanishad.
Mataji. Is anyone wants to read any Prabhuji's, Mataji's, please?
I can read much.
Yes,
There are
Prabhu.
two kinds of souls, namely the minute parcel soul, Anu Atma, and the super soul, Vibhu Atma. This is also confirmed in Katha Upanishad 1-20 in this way. Anodhaniyan mahato mahyam atmasya gnato nihito guhyam tam akshrit pashyanti vitaso soko dhatu prasadam mahimanam atmanaha. Both the super soul Paramatma and the atomic soul Jivatma are situated in the same tree of body with the same heart of the living being, and only one who has become free from all material desires as well as lamentations can by the grace of Supreme Lord Supreme understand the glories of the soul. Krishna is the fountainhead of the super soul. Also, he is it will be disclosed in the following chapters, and Arjuna is the atomic soul, forgetful of his real nature. Therefore, he requires to be enlightened by Krishna or by his bona fide representative, the spiritual master. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji. So here, this beautiful verse, Prabhupada is explaining, and I just keep the sloka. I think I should read that at least once. Na jayate mriyate va kadachin nayam bhutbhava नाजते म्रियते वा कदाचिन् नायं भूत्वा भविता वा न भूया अजो नित्या शाश्वतोऽयं पुराणो नाहन्यते हन्यमाने शरीरे. So here in this text, in this sloka, Lord Krishna is telling Arjuna that the soul is eternal, and the soul, and so that's why we have to understand first, with the help of our acharyas, that who we are the soul, not the body, and the soul has consciousness, and our consciousness is very important. And when we have consciousness in our body, means our soul is present. Suppose when when I leave my body, that time my uh, soul will leave my body, means there is no consciousness in my body. So that's why I wouldn't be able to move or talk, or like it will be a dead, says dead body, because that time my consciousness will be gone with the soul. So soul has the consciousness, and here Prabhupada is telling that the atomic fragmental part of the supreme spirit is us, the souls, and Krishna is the super soul. So Krishna is the Vibhu Atma, means super soul. In our heart, Krishna resides there, and Anu Atma, we are the minute particles of Krishna's body, and part and parcels of Krishna's body, and that's why we are the Anu Atma, the soul. But we are always eternal, always eternal. We do not have, our soul do not have any destruction. No one can burn our soul with fire. No one can cut our soul with sharp weapons. And so we are always eternal. Our soul is always eternal. So that's what I just would like to share this verse. And now the next question is, what is our relationship with the Lord? Who we are. So, and what is our relationship with the Lord? So that would be the next question. It's not moving. So for that, here Prabhupada is telling that we are actually the eternal servant of Lord Krishna. So we are the servant of the servant of the servant of Lord Krishna, and only our constitutional position is that we are the servant of Lord Krishna. And what is our duty? The eternal duty. Our eternal duty is to do service for Krishna, to please him, to serve Krishna, to serve the acharyas, and to please Guru. And through Guru, our Guru will take us to know Krishna. So only individual effort will not help to get Krishna consciousness, but with the help of a guru, spiritual master, Shiksha Guru, ISKCON has a lot of Shiksha Guru, Diksha Guru, and through them we'll be able to reach our destination of Krishna consciousness. So now I will take you to another verse where Prabhupada is explaining in this verse 13.13 that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also teaches that we are the eternal servant of the Lord Krishna. So I will just stop sharing this and I will take you to a verse, Chaitanya Charitamrita, where Lord Chaitanya is telling to Sanatan Goswami that who he is. So here everyone knows Lord Chaitanya, right? Lord Chaitanya came 550 years ago in this material world, and he is no other than Lord Krishna himself. So, and Lord Chaitanya teaches to Sanatan Goswami that who we are and what is our position. So, if someone can read this Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila, our Baladev Prabhu is present, he can read. Baladev Prabhu, may I request you to read? Okay, he left. Okay, anyone can read the, it's a very nice verse. Or I can just read it.
Hare
Jiber
Krishna.
Yeah, please read, Prabhu.
Sorry, Mataji.
Please read, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam, Prabhuji and Mataji.
Sure.
Jivira Swarupa Haya Krishna Krishnara Nitya Dasa Krishnara Tatastha Sakti Beheda Prakasha Suryamasa Krishna Yachecha Agni Jvala Chaya Swadavika Krishnera Etina Prakara Sakti Haya. Hare Krishna Dandavaturanam Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. This is also, it has a Bengali verse. So I will just read with all your permission that the very beautiful verse in Bengali.
Okay. Dandavaturanam
So
Mataji.
here Mahaprabhu is teaching Sanatan Goswami what Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur wrote in his Bhakti Sandarbha. So this is from Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami's Chaitanya Charitamrita. জীবের স্বরূপ হয় কৃষ্ণের নিত্য দাস, কৃষ্ণের তটস্থা শক্তি ভেদাভেদ প্রকাশ, সূর্যাংশ কিরণ জয়ছে অগ্নি জ্বালাচয়, স্বাভাবিক কৃষ্ণের ত্রিন প্রকার শক্তি হয়। And if someone can read synonyms and translation, it would be great.
I can read
Asha
Mataji.
Mataji. Yeah, please, Mataji. Mataji. Please read, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Jivera of the living entity, Swarupa the constitutional position, Haya is Krishnera of Lord Krishna, Nitya Dasa, eternal servant, Krishnera of Lord Krishna, Tatashtha, marginal, Shakti, potency, Bheda Abheda, one and different, Prakasha, manifestation, Surya Amsha, part and parcel of the sun, Kirana, a ray of sunshine, Yeche, as Agni Jwala Chaya, molecular particle of fire, Swabhavika, natural, Krishnera, of Lord Krishna, Tina Prakara, three varieties, Shakti, energies, Haya, there are. Translation: It is the living entity's constitutional position to be an eternal servant of Krishna because he is the marginal energy of Krishna and a manifestation simultaneously one with and different from the Lord, like a molecular particle of sunshine or fire. Krishna has three varieties of energy.
Thank you, Mataji. Baladev Prabhu would like to read the purport. Prabhuji.
I can read too.
Yes, Asha Mataji, please read.
हरे कृष्णा, दंडवत प्रणाम आपके चरणों में, सभी डिवोटीज के चरणों में। श्रीला Bhakti Vinod Thakur explain this verse as follows. Sri Sanatan Goswami asked Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhuji, who I am? In answer, the Lord replies, you are pure living entity. You are neither the gross material body nor the subtle body composed of the mind and intelligence. Actually, you are a spirit soul, internal part, and parcel of the Supreme Soul, Krishna. Therefore, you are his internal servant. You belong to Krishna's
Marginal.
margina potency. There are two worlds, the spiritual worlds and the material world, and you are the situated between the material and spiritual Protestants. You have a relationship with both the material and the spiritual spirit,
Spiritual world.
spiritual world. Therefore, you are called a margin protesting. You are related with the Krishna as one and simulations different because you are the spirit soul. You are one in the quality with the supreme personality of Godhead. But because you are a very
Minute.
mute particle of the spirit soul, you are the different from the supreme soul. Therefore, you are position is stimulating one with the different from the supreme soul. The exam given are those of the sun itself and the small particulars of the sunshine and of the blazing fire and the small particles of fire. Another explanation of this verse can be found in Adi Lila chapter 2 verse 96. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Very nice to explain. So, from this three verses, chapter 13.13, Bhagavad Gita 2.20, and Madhya Lila, Chaitanya Charitamrita 20.108 to 109. And there are also Srimad Bhagavatam, also there is another verse I collected that also says about the soul. So, there are many verses, our Shastras, our Acharyas explain about the soul. So that's what I thought of bringing up those verses and read all together to understand better about who we are and what is our position. So, who we are, now we know that we are the soul and not the body, and our soul is eternal, it will never perish. So, always, the soul will be there eternally with Krishna, and but our position is very minute particles in Krishna's body. And as we read in previous chapter, that when Krishna shows the Vishwarupas, everything resides on his body. And it was Arjuna was very much scared about seeing at the end, told Lord Krishna, Krishna, please come back to your 200 forms. I cannot see this form. So Krishna showed everything, all the living entities actually in Krishna's body. We are all there. So, but those we are minute. That's what, and our position, and also our position. Our position is the eternal servant of the servant of the servant of the Lord. So here, Mahaprabhu Krishna, who is Krishna himself, is telling his very close associate, Srila Sanatan Goswami, and he said, "You are Krishna's eternal servant." And as Sanatan Goswami is a pure devotee, very pure devotee, and Srila Sanatan Goswami, so we are the servant of the servant of the servant of the Lord. So we are the servant of our gurus, our acharyas, and so that's our eternal position, and that will never change. So our constitutional position is this: we are the servant of the servant of the servant of the Lord, and our constitutional duty is to serve the Lord. And that will never change. That constitutional position will never change. And then there are two here also in this verse. Prabhupada is telling about two different worlds. There are two worlds. One is spiritual world and the second is material world. And we are in the borderline of spiritual and material world. We are the jivas, and that's why we are called the marginal potency. And so but that is called Krishna's Tatastha Shakti, though this is not today's discussion, but as we read in this verse, so we can discuss this one in our in the later of our study sessions. But for today's, I think that's all. That's the gist from this verse would like to discuss. So if anyone has any comments, anything to add, correct, please, devotees, please feel free to discuss here if you have any question. Thing. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you so
Yes.
much. Your presentation is always so beautiful and informative. The last verse we were reading, I thought this would be the material world. Like but we're in between. So if you can explain that, because I was thinking of this as the material world.
Yeah, so Mataji, so the Tatastha, it's called, we are in the Krishna's marginal potency. We are called the Jivas. It's called Jiva Tattva. According to Jiva Tattva, we are the Tatastha Shakti. It's called Tatastha Shakti or marginal potency of the Lord. Because we forgot Krishna, that's why we are in this material world, but we are in the Tatastha region, Mataji. So we are trying to revive our relationship with Krishna.
Yes,
So that's why
Mataji.
it's called Jiva Tattva or Tatastha Shakti, Mataji. But I think it's a very broad discussion. We can just discuss a little bit more. I will just find more Shastras, what Acharya says, what Prabhupada's purport, other books, and we can discuss that more in detail, or the senior devotees can discuss about that more in more details. Mataji.
Yeah, sure, Mataji. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. So, Mataji, anything you can want to add with this Kniyam, what we just discussed today, the knowable, the object of knowledge, our soul and super soul, or any question, anything you'd like to?
I think you've covered the one verse, you've covered it so well, Mataji, especially with your presentation. And you found three other, shastras, and where, we can find more about to know more about the Jiv. But yeah, that it's eternal and that it
Yeah.
cannot be killed. So I think you've covered it all, Mataji. I don't really have anything to add. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. And Raghu Prabhu, Subal Prabhu, please add.
Yeah, I actually wanted to ask something.
Yeah.
I think earlier we read that, and even in Bhagavad Gita, I think from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, the 20th verse, that's what you showed, right? So
Yeah.
there we read that the soul doesn't remember its past. I mean, we know that we don't remember our past and we don't know our future. Only Krishna knows that. So
Yeah.
when the soul is also same as a consciousness, which is soul and the consciousness go together. So if we don't remember the past, uh, I'm just wondering, is there a transmigration of the mind or mind, intelligence, and ego, because we are forgetting what we. I mean, something is being attributed to the soul, like it has a mind or something. But uh, how can it forget if it yeah if it doesn't
So,
have a yeah
so
what is it?
Prabhuji, what I from Pran Govinda Prabhu's class, Pran Govinda Prabhuji mentioned that the Swabhava, people born with their own Swabhava, and it comes from previous birth, and that is the intelligence people bring in the next life. But all depends upon the body, what the body will get. Based on that, the intelligence will change. But Krishna, here Krishna told to Arjuna in the verse that you only can remember your present, but your past, your present, your future, I only can remember. That's why he is Ananda Brahma. He is the full of knowledge. And our knowledge is not complete, but Krishna's knowledge is complete. His knowledge is full. But we do not have that power to remember, Prabhuji. Soul is
Yeah,
eternal, and the consciousness will go with the soul when we leave our body. But I don't think that consciousness will keep that mind. The mind will tell us like, okay, in previous birth, in my previous birth, I was like that. It happens, but there is also, it's called Jatishwar. Those are, they can, like, very few, they remember that they did something in fact in ISKCON devotee, I heard one, maybe Shubal Prabhu knows about that story. One ISKCON devotee, he remembered in his past life what he was like. Either he was a woman, female body, or he was in male body. I cannot remember, but it happened in ISKCON, one ISKCON devotee. You
Yes,
still
ma'am.
remember?
Yeah,
Yeah,
there is.
right, Prabhuji?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Actually, there is a book also written in ISKCON.
Hmm.
So yeah, as you said, it is very rare.
Hmm.
As we know, the gross body is earth, water, fire, air, ether. So that will, once we die, it will go away. But as you mentioned, the subtle body, the mind, intelligence, and the ego. In most cases, it's a false ego. In our case, that is, the real ego is the identity, which is good. But as you're mentioning, the subtle body carries the eternal soul from one physical body to another one. So it's like a dream. Once we have a dream and we transport, right? It is like that, or like a fragrance carries from one to another. So it is like that. But we still have those impressions. So that is the reason, when we take birth, we have a tendency, is like that. Everybody is little different. So that impressions are there in our subtle body, like that. That is the reason people behave like that. But in certain cases, as you rightly mentioned, very rarely, they really remember what happened in their past life, and because they have very strong impressions. And in that case, yeah, there is one devotee who was mentioning that he was actually protected by Lord Narasimha, and how it all happened. Yeah, there are so many. It is actually a science, but yeah, that is correct, Mataji, as you mentioned.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
okay.
So,
Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you.
yes, Mataji.
नहीं, मैं तो ऐसे सोच रही थी कि अच्छा है कि हमको याद नहीं रहता, नहीं कर तो हम लोगों के कितने सारे बच्चे होते
Exactly, Krishna says that it is actually my mercy that you are forgetting. If we remember our past life and previous lives, we cannot live this life happily, because we are always lamenting about what happened in the
Yes,
previous life,
that's
why that then we'll go and try to fix
Yeah.
that family, this family. Sometimes in the previous body, he might be an animal, right?
Yeah.
Or so ismat aapne sahi kaha, like it's very difficult. So Krishna says that I remember everybody's present, past, present, and future, but you don't remember. So that is actually a blessing for us.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Thank you. Priti Mataji, Kush Prabhu, anything to add?
Nothing.
Nothing. Okay. Priti Mataji, is there anything? Very good, Priti Mataji. I think she's okay.
I'm good, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, Subal Prabhu, any final comment?
No, Mataji, very nicely you expanded today's session and connected all the verses beautifully from Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita and all. Very beautiful. Thank you so much, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Your prayers is important. Okay, so we are another 2 minutes. So I hope that helps about knowing who we are. That is so important to know that we are not the body, but we are the soul, and our soul will never perish. And we always resides with Lord Krishna, but due to our forgetfulness, that's why we are here in this material world, in a jail. We are suffering, and so those are the main points. And we are the servant of the servant of the servant of Lord Krishna, and always under the guidance of a guru, under the guidance of the acharyas, our Srila Prabhupada. We have to progress in bhakti. We cannot do it individually. It's not possible to do bhakti individual. Always we have to do our bhakti under the shelter of acharyas, under the shelter of the guru, sadhu and shastra, which are very important, and we have to be humble as a devotee, and we have to serve the Lord to please him. That should be our goal in this life. Thank you so much, everyone. We'll end our session today. Bancha kalpatarubhasya kripa sindhubha evacha patitanam pavanebhya vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Yeah.
ISKCON Campa devotees ki jai. Hare Krishna. Thank you, everyone.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare Krishna. Harini Mataji.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. See you tomorrow. All Hare Krishna.